Hello everyone, in this tutorial I'll be showing you how you can add a knitted texture to any 3D model and using Vertex Paint to color your model and export it as separate materials. I'm your guide, Mr. H, and let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to select our cube. We're going to go here to this wrench, which is our modifiers tab. We're going to click add modifier, search, and we're going to look for subdivision surface. From there, we're going to click add modifier search and we're going to look for displace. Basically what subdivision surface does, it just adds more faces to our model. So you see right here, this is just one plane, and then when we make this one, now it becomes 4 planes, and that is done to every side. Now if we make this 2, then those 4 then become 4 themselves. And you can increase this to make your model smoother or higher resolution. The reason being, when we add our texture, we need a reasonably high resolution for it to be visible. Now, we can click New, and we're going to rename this to Knitted and press Enter. We're going to change the coordinates to UV and the strength to 0.1. Now we can see the new tab here that says Textures, and we're going to add our knitted texture. Before that, let me show you where we can get one for free. So you're going to go to Chrome and you're going to search up Screws and Circuits. You're going to click on our web page. You're going to click on this drop down right here and you're going to go to Tutorials. From there, you can just left click from the image and download the texture. Like so. Now let's go back to Blender. We're going to click Open. We're going to go to where we save the textures. So by default, my texture is saved in downloads, and I'm going to click open image. And now you can start seeing the texture. So we can see that it is a little messy. You can see the faces, which is not what we want. So we might have to increase our levels by 1 more. And we can also check how many faces we have right here. You can see the more subdivisions we add, the more faces we have, and the more textures. So this number seems to be the best fit, but it is still not perfect. So we're going to apply these changes. We're going to go into edit mode by pressing tab, or you can go into edit mode by clicking on this tab here. We're going to click UV. Make sure everything's selected. If everything is not selected, you can click and press A. And now our next step is we're going to unwrap our model by going to UV, Smart UV Project, and we're going to change the island margin to 0.002. Now when we go back, you can see that the lines are a little better and it's a little smoother. If you'd really like for it to be much smoother, you can add another subdivision. So let's imagine you want the textures to be bigger or smaller. What we can do is we can click on UV editing. You can click on image and we're going to click on open. We're going to go to where we downloaded our texture and we're going to open this image, and it's going to basically be the background, and this is an example of what we were doing. So this is the UV editing, and this is exactly what it looks like with how our texture is added to our shape. You can see that these lines right here are because the transition between the faces has the texture messed up. So since it was a cube, it had 6 faces, and since these are all separate parts, you can see these parts, they don't really blend well. But if you do ever want to make the textures smaller or bigger, the first thing we gotta do is make it so our texture is visible while we're in edit mode. And then on the left side, we can just scale these. So you can see when I make this smaller, the texture gets bigger. And when I make them bigger, the texture gets smaller. So usually you want like a reasonably sized one, like so. And now we can go back to layout. We can hit apply and apply. Our next step is how we're going to add different colors and export them as different materials. So selecting your object again, we're going to go here and we're going to go to Vertex Paint. From Vertex Paint, we're going to increase the lightness. The first color I'm going to have is light blue. I'm going to press F to increase the size, or you can increase the size here manually. You can see we start having our color. But one feature that is enabled by default is in Blender, we need to change this from custom to constant. So we don't have any other shades. It's just one custom color transition, not any blends between them. So let's give this guy some eyes. Boom, boom, boom. And let's give him some eyebrows. Boom, boom. So this is going to be our model. And since we're doing Vertex Paint actually adds the color directly on the vertices. And if you're not sure what those are, when we go into edit mode and you see these selections here, we have vertex, edge, and face. The vertices are the individual corners. 2 vertices make up an edge, and 3 and more edges make up faces, like so, and like so. So when we add Vertex Paint, it just colors the individual vertices. Our next step is exporting this into Bambu Studio. So you're going to click on File, Export, and we're going to choose OBJ. Make sure you have these settings enabled, colors, and triangulate mesh. I'm going to put this in my downloads, and I'm going to rename this to colored sphere. Now we're going to export wavefront OBJ. We're going to open Bambu Studio, and we're going to drag and drop our file. So let me have everything preset. Now we can go to prepare, colored sphere, which is the name of my model. And you can see it has 2 files. It has the texture file, and then it has the objects file. When we import this, it's going to import with the texture file. And now, as you can see, we have our shape, we have our colors. We can press OK. We're going to click yes because it's very small, because Blender is a 3D modeling software, not a CAD software. So the measurements aren't exact by default. Let's click yes. And there we have it. Now let's say you want to change the colors. So instead of him being blue, you want him to be red. So let's merge this with this. And there you go. Now we can hit slice plates. It might take a while for the slicing because once again, your model does have a lot of vertices and subdivisions. So the more subdivisions, the more resolution, the longer it takes to slice because it has more individual details. And there you go. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye.